So when did these first go on the market?
We opened the property in August of 2008, so not great timing. We closed almost 200 of our pre-sales, which was great, and we haven't had a single owner elect to resell, which makes us unique.
Yeah, the biggest part is the fact that nobody's defaulted.
Yep.
Yeah.
Do most people buy it cash?
They do now.
So you're getting a higher. I would think that the people who buy this are going to be higher net worth.
They are. You know, it's a top 5% demographic. It's people usually that either travel a lot for business, or maybe empty nesters, and they're downsizing their primary home and are looking for more options in an urban location.
And how long? I mean, what do you do if, let's say, you don't sell out? What happens to that extra time? You just hold it in your inventory, or?
So what we do at Fairmont Heritage Place, Ghirardelli Square, is Fairmont runs a hotel in the unsold inventory.
Oh, that makes sense.
So if you're looking to come to the city, the property is, as I was indicating, is actually the #1 performing hotel in the United States. It's the #1 hotel on TripAdvisor in San Francisco. It's actually done very, very well because people love the experience when they're there on the waterfront in the old brick historic buildings, and so it's been a good way for us to be able to keep the inventory full.
Yeah.
So
go ahead.
Do the people who come and stay there as a hotel, do they even know? Is it even obvious that this is a fractional ownership opportunity, or is it just operated like a hotel, and oh, by the way, if you like it, you can own a piece?
It's the latter. So we really try to go out of our way not to make it a hard sell experience. I mean, the guests that are staying with us on a hotel basis are paying in excess of $1,000 a night to be there.
Wow. I mean, there's no guy with a kiosk and saying, "Hey, we're going to give you 2 free luau tickets if you watch this timeshare presentation."
Which goes back to your question. What's the difference between fractional and timeshare? And a lot of it's how you sell it.
Well, and
Marketing,
also, and also timeshare. In theory, you own a week. Not in 35 days worth.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing. Tell you what, let's ask about the cost of that now, and then we'll cut the break. So generally, what does it cost someone to buy the fractionalized?
So we have 3 unit types at the property: is 1, 2, and 3 bedrooms. What a buyer buys with us is a floor plan. So if they're a one bedroom buyer, or 2 bedroom, or 3 bedroom buyer, they tell us what they'd like. Our current pricing, we just actually are raising prices given some of the velocity we're seeing
God
in
bless
sales.
you guys.
I know.
They're pushing the market up.
We're very excited to have that opportunity. So a 2 bedroom, which is our bread and butter product, sells for $208,000 for 1/10 interest today. And that again entitles you to 35 days a year plus space available.
So it's a $2,080,000 property.
That's right.
And then there are additional fees because you have to pay property taxes, right? And homeowner association dues or something like that?
Because you're getting a deed, you do pay property taxes, and you pay those direct. And then there's also homeowners association dues, which range on average to probably $600 to $800 a month.
That's in addition to the property taxes.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, and then you pay just your portion of the property taxes.
That's right.
Okay, yeah, you better hope nobody else defaults because you got.
Well, no, the nice thing is your deed is separated, so you're not responsible for anybody else's.
That's nice.
But wait a minute, how does if someone doesn't pay their portion, how do the tax authorities get to collect?
They would just as they would with your home, they would have an ability to attach your 1/10 interest in that property.
Really? So just the 1/10 interest, not the whole, not foreclose on the whole thing.
That's right. So we work very closely
really
with the tax assessor on that.
Wow. Okay. We are in the studio here with Todd Chapman, who's discussing owning vacation homes. I guess
fractional
ownership.
Vacation
We'll get into
property.
other things too, because when we talk about Tahoe, it's a little different. He's got a little different product there. Okay, so our theme is famous phrases from TV shows or movies. We're going to cut to our first commercial break, and here's our first trivia question. Name the movie from which this quote came from. We're going to need a bigger boat. The first 3 callers with the correct answer win a free. I got to say it's scarier.
Watched
though.
it last week.
Don't say it yet.
Yeah,
okay.
don't say it.
The first 3 callers with the correct answer are going to win a free 3-day, 2-night stay at the Lighthouse Resort. Their website is lighthouse4fun.com. Call 888-912-1190. That's 888-912-1190 to answer this question. Name the movie from which this quote came from. We're going to need a bigger boat. 888-912-1190. Make sure to include your name, email address, and speak slowly and spell out your information for us 1 letter at a time, and we will be right back. Excellent.
Sweet.
Having fun so far?
Having lots of fun.
Good. Let me introduce it like that. Okay. Oh yeah. So let's take our headphones off because it's commercial break, and you can talk to us as much as you want.
Oh, okay. Oh gosh, here we go. The leg. Give me a little leg.
Give me a little leg.
Oh, leg. Hold the leg.
Long story, but
It's hot in here.
That's
I should have worn shorts.
That's right.
Yes, you should have.
I should have.
Zippo. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, I don't need to go to the barber.
No, I got you using the scissors cutting hair.
Everything was keep dropping. We'll just keep waiting until they drop the price. In fact, the fourth quarter of 11 was a horrible quarter for sales because people were just dropping, and the buyers were just going. The newspaper articles are saying it's still going to be cheaper in 6 months, so I ain't buying.
That's
And then all of a
exactly
sudden, in the spring, it's like a light switch.
Yep.
You go from you can't get any offers to now, no matter what you put it at, as long as it's within reason, you're getting multiple offers.
Welcome back to the Best of Investing. I'm Edward Brown, your host, along with my co-host Mark Hahn. We're in the studio here with Todd Chapman. And when we cut to the first commercial break, we asked this first trivia question. Name the movie from which this quote came from. We're going to need a bigger boat. All right, give us the answer. Go ahead.
Roy Scheider and Jaws.
Jaws, that
Indeed.
is correct. All right, now, last week we had another special trivia contest where the winner was going to receive a free 2-night stay at the Mount View Hotel and
That's
Spa.
right.
And
I want to go there.
here
Calistoga.
was their promotion. Experience the art of relaxation at the Mount View Hotel and Spa in Napa Valley. Mount View Hotel and Spa is a green hotel celebrating 100 years of hospitality and set in the center of Calistoga's many pleasures. Contact their friendly concierge staff 24/7. Call 800-816-6877 or visit them online at www.mountviewhotel.com. And here was the question. Almost a third of American households have one, but use it only a couple of times per year. What is it?
I had no idea.
And it's not a vacuum cleaner. It is a Scrabble game. And
Scrabble
it's Scrabble
game?
game,
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
And Lonnie from Redwood City was the winner.
Way to go.
Way
Congratulations.
to go, Lonnie.
All right. And off air, we were talking about seeing if we could get Todd here to throw a fractionalized interest as part of the promotion, but
Special
just
trivia
can't
contest.
quite get him to
yeah.
do that yet. Okay.
Maybe we'll work on a night.
Well, yeah, okay, that works out. Mark, did you want to ask another specific question?
Well, I was curious. What do you have like a profile for the type of people who are plunking down $200,000 for a fractional interest at the Ghirardelli Square?
So for Ghirardelli Square, our primary buyer comes from a 120-mile radius of San Francisco, and usually they fit the empty nester, someone in their late 50s to 60s who.
You're saying within 120 miles, so not people from another country. You're saying people in the Bay Area or in the Northern California.
That's right.
Wow.
So it's folks that want to participate in some of the great things San Francisco has to offer, be it food, culture, shopping, sports, and they don't want to, as Edward pointed out, plunk down $2 million for a Bayview condo, but they want to have an experience where they can stay, they can leave things there, and they can have someone who takes care of them and not have to worry about it when they do come to San Francisco.
That makes a lot of sense because there's so many things to do, culture-wise, and spend time in the city. But not everybody has, like you said, the money to plunk down to actually buy a apartment or condo or rent an apartment full time.
Well, the other nice thing about the product, one, it's designed to actually fulfill a need they have. Most people we found only come to the city somewhere between 20 and 30 days a year, and usually in 2 to 3 day increments. The other nice thing is the program has to offer that a whole condo would not, is that these owners can take time that they don't use or don't plan to use, and they can exchange it for time anywhere within Fairmont's international portfolio. So be it the Plaza Hotel in New York, the Peace Hotel in Beijing, Telluride Ski Resort, you can really have flexibility in how you use your time at Fairmont Heritage Place, Ghirardelli Square.
So in many ways, it's like it. So that's in the way that it is like a timeshare because if you have unused days, you can use
Bank
them.
them. So
That's right.
Bank them, use them, trade them.
That's
Wow,
right.
Okay.
Or rent them.
Or rent 'em.
We recently instituted a rental program where Owners that aren't using their time can place their unused time with us, and we'll rent it through the hotel operations, which, as I said, has been highly successful at the property.
And what kind of nightly rent rate could someone expect?
So it depends on the season, but because San Francisco is such a kind of an evergreen city, that demand is there throughout the year, our general rates are for a 2-bedroom north of $1,000 a night.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Wow, and not a problem getting that, huh?
We ran at 97% occupancy last year.
Wow.
I would think the profile of people who stay at the hotel at those prices are a little bit different than the people who are buying.
Not really. In fact, we often say that our most qualified potential buyer is one of our hotel guests. And what we see is we do see executives, celebrities, but we also see a lot of families. The way the product is designed with multiple bedrooms and kitchens, and with Ghirardelli and Ghirardelli chocolate there, it really attracts a fairly broad base of people.
I got to come look at this. This
that
sounds great.
Well, that's one of the interesting things is that when when you have kids, like right now, my daughter's 15, and it's really difficult to share one bed. I mean, no, I'm just kidding. To share one.
You're not well.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. But just to have, let's say, my wife and me in the room, and then have my daughter. Let's see. I mean, she hates those rollaway beds,
Yep.
and wife wants a little privacy. My daughter wants to necessarily be with us, and you start going 2 rooms at a hotel, it gets pretty expensive.
That's right, and I think both in our San Francisco property and our Constellation at North Star property, we see that a lot, where people do the equivalency test with a hotel, and they say, well, I really would need 2 rooms, and so this actually provides a better economic option for me.
Well, let's shift over to Tahoe for a minute, because that's different. You don't do you're not doing fractionalized deeds there. This one's over in North Star. So what are you doing in Tahoe?
That's right. It's actually a bit of a reverse story. We, in 2011, the fall of 2011, we purchased from Ritz-Carlton Development Company some of their unsold fractional units. They were running a fractional program. We decided when we purchased it to actually change the system and make it whole ownership units, because we thought that was maybe a more attractive product in that location, in that market, for consumers. And so there we offer 2, 3, and 4-bedroom homes, in a really unique location, mid-mountain at North Star's ski resort, connected via Skybridge to the Ritz-Carlton.
Okay, but the prices aren't $200,000 for that.
They're not.
Because you're owning the whole thing.
You're owning the whole
How
thing.
much are those?
So those range from prices in the 2-bedroom ranged for $950,000 to our largest 4-bedroom will price out around $2.5 million.
Wow.
I mean, I guess they got to be pretty nice.
They're very nice. They're very nicely furnished. They're all furnished, so you can buy and move in. Again, they were built by Ritz-Carlton for Ritz-Carlton, and we took over those units, and so they're very well done.
And you're not restricted to 35 days because you own the whole thing. You actually could live there if you want.
You could.
And if you don't want to live there or vacation there all the time, do you handle, or does Ritz-Carlton handle the renting out of them?
We do. We have a team of people. Much like the experience you have at Ghirardelli, we have a team of people from the moment you check in at the property. They take your car, they take your luggage, much like you'd have at a hotel experience. Take you up to your room, and we have concierges and everything else that'll handle all your needs. And for rental, we have a team of people that manage that as well. So if you said, we'd like to, stay a couple weeks of the year, in the winter and some in the summer, but the rest of the time we'd like you to rent our unit out, we're able to do that for you.
Yeah, I was going to say, give us an example of high time and low time for rents that you see.
Sure. The high time in Lake Tahoe region generally falls in around major holidays. In the winter season, that's Christmas to New Year's. That's the prime time. President's Week, Martin Luther King, and a few other weeks, spread throughout the ski season. During the Christmas to New Year's time range, we will have folks that will rent homes from us for in excess of $2,000 a night. So there's a lot of demand at that period of time. In the lower season, so if someone who says, I personally believe some of the most beautiful time in Lake Tahoe is actually in the spring and fall.
Sure.
There's not a lot of people up there, but the weather is actually spectacular.
Yeah.
Someone can come up there and experience a stay with us for anywhere from $400 to $600 a night.
Oh, and also spring skiing.
Spring skiing.
Yeah.
And last year we actually were skiing on 4th of July, so it depends on the season, but you can get quite a variety of experiences.
So when you promote these North Star condominiums, are you also talking about the investment opportunity or investment aspect of it? I'm just curious how your marketing pitch goes to potential clients.
Not really. It's, I mean, the Constellation at North Star product for us is really a lifestyle product. So it's for people that really want to spend quality time either with family or friends up in Lake Tahoe. It's really designed for someone who, you know, works really hard, comes up to Tahoe, wants to park their car, doesn't want to have to get in it again, you know, to go skiing in the morning.
Right.
They just go downstairs, they get on the mountain, they come back at the end of the day, they walk to the restaurant at the Ritz-Carlton. They have a really convenient, you know, hassle-free experience.
Well,
That's awesome. I know I've spent time at North Star. It's great. So these are how many unsold units do you still have? Are you able to share that with
Sure.
us?
So we have 17 fully built and furnished units today. We actually just started taking deposits about a month ago, and we'll close our first 2 sales actually this week and next week.
So these are recently completed. So they're new.
They're branded. The building was finished in 2009. We completed our purchase in 2011, and so we've been going through the paperwork with the Department of Real Estate since then.
and then people get the same tax advantages. I mean, for that one, that would be a second home. Going back to the fractional one, they would get the write-off their real estate taxes.
That's right.
And if they rent it out, and I have to go back to the rules on that one, it's a little more complicated for taxes. But so Todd, if people are interested in either the Ghirardelli or the North Star property, how would they get a hold of you?
So they can go to our JMA Ventures website, which is www.jmaventuresllc.com, or either of the websites for the projects, which is www.fairmont@ghirardelli.com or www.constellationresidences.com.
Okay, stick with us because we're going to be talking about some other real estate, which obviously I know that you know